What's up guys, Mike Thomas, aka The Young Trishula here. Today I want to go over a relatively quick match that we played live on stream over at twitch.tv/TrishulatTTV. Go check us out, we have a lot of fun over there. Even though this match is kind of short, I still wanted to go over it just because I thought it showed off a couple really cool things. I don't want to spoil anything because I think some of this stuff was actually kind of cool, but we were able to play out of a pretty tricky hand with Dragon Link. I wanted to show that off because I feel like a lot of players that are new to Dragon Link, when they get interrupted, they don't see all of their potential options that they might have. So I did just want to show this off because I thought it was a good display of what Dragon Link is capable of in awkward situations. And I also wanted to show off the second game to just show how powerful a certain side deck card is against a deck that is gaining in popularity a lot recently, being the B.A.S.E.D deck, which, if you don't know, it's kind of a 60 card pile Brave Rose Dragon kind of combo deck. I wanted to show that off because I don't see too many people playing this card at the moment, and I think it's really good at shutting down the base strategy, so I think the video will do all the talking. But more importantly, even though this is a short video, I did just want to take a minute to say thank you guys so much for helping us reach 1,000 subscribers. The channel has grown quite a bit this past month. Who knew? If you actually upload YouTube content, your YouTube channel grows. I didn't know that. I just thought that it was all the wizardry at Google or what have you. But I did just want to say thank you guys so much for hitting 1,000 subscribers. We got there about a month before I had even dreamed we could possibly maybe get there. So thank you guys so much. I really appreciate it. So without wasting any more of your time, let's hop straight into the video. Hopping into this, we are playing against Really Secret 123. So shout outs to the opponent. GG's to them. So we are going to win the dice roll, and we are going to elect to go first. Not really sure why we choose to go second, and we do see our opponents playing 60 cards. So in this format, when I see my opponent playing 60 cards, I immediately know or assume that they're playing base, and we're gonna see that they open Effect Veiler, Red Rose, Forbidden Droplet, Creation Resonator, and Artifact Scythe. Now this isn't the best hand. They opened a little bit suboptimally, but I've been kind of joking recently that the B in base stands for brick because they do play a lot of these clunky cards. So I wouldn't say that this is too unrealistic for them to open. They had 2 defensive cards, one of their best starters, and then a couple awkward cards. And then we open 3 defensive cards and only 1 starter. So we're gonna start off, we're gonna go quick launch first, hoping that if they did have the Ash, then we actually wouldn't lose because we have Gamma, and we'd actually just turbo. So we're gonna get Tracer, we're gonna go in Striker, and we're gonna get Veilered on the Striker Dragon. Now, I told you guys that this was an awkward start. This is a very awkward start when all we have here is we don't have any way to really combo. So our Striker Dragon got Veilered, and now, you know, it's not like we can go Striker, pop Self, get back Tracer Dragon, and just pass on the Psyframe Gamma, right? Like, because it got Veilered, we can't get back this Tracer. We're kind of stuck, and we're kind of forced to combo here. Otherwise, we're just passing on Droplet Ogre. So I'm going to normal summon the Ogre, and I'm going to go into the Dark Charmer Gloomy. And now, because we put the Light Monster in the graveyard with Ghost Ogre, I'm going to special out the Collapse Serpent and go for B.A.S.E.D. Then I'm going to trigger Collapse, and I'm going to grab Wyverburster, special the Wyverburster, banishing the Striker, turn Gloomy and the Wyverburster into Triple Burst, and we're going to go B.A.S.E.D. B.A.S.E.D's going to get back that Tracer, and we're going to go for Romulus rather than Seal. So we're going to go for Romulus here because now we can activate Dragon Ravine, pitching this Gamma out of our hand and sending Destrudo to our deck. This is probably one of the best arguments for playing Destrudo in the deck, is on these awkward kind of hands. So we're gonna go pay half our life points for Destrudo and then turn Destrudo and the Romulus into Seals. Now, you could argue that I didn't really need to do that because if they had a Nibiru, they would have dropped it by now for sure, but you know what? I don't think we're getting much further than this Seals anyway. Also, the reason we were going Romulus there rather than just hard Seals is because we needed a card for Tracer to pop. We Tracer pop the Ravine, we get our Recharger, we go Papega. We're gonna mill the Tracer, Seifert, Nibiru, Nocto, and we're gonna get our Destrudo back somehow. Haters will say we stacked. So because we've already normal summoned this turn, and we don't have access to our boot sector, we don't really want to take Tracer, we don't really want to take Nocto because we can't summon anything else this turn. Don't really want to take Safer, even though it is good follow-up. So I'm gonna end up taking the Nibiru. The choice here, I would think, is between Safer and Nibiru, but because we've already been through the babies, I end up picking the Nibiru, especially especially because I know that a combo deck like B.A.S.E.D is not playing through a Nibiru if we went first. They're not playing through Droplet, Seal, Pepega, Nibiru. They're going to draw for turn. They're going to draw Fairy Tale Snow, another kind of dead card, and they're just going to scoop. Game 1, just showing off that it is still possible to end on a pretty decent board in Dragon Link. I mean, Seal's Droplet, Nibiru is pretty strong with good follow-up in Graveyard, even though our hand was not the best by far, and we had to play that kind of awkwardly. So maybe that line will come up for you in the future. So now we are going to go second. They're going to go first, and we are going to see the opening hands. Now, unfortunately, we draw a Psychic Soldier that rides into battle against the security forces on Currents of Lightning using an atomic amplifier called Psyframe, but we do open this Droll and Lockbird and the Gamma, and as you'll see, this is an insane combination against the base deck. Our opponent's going to open up Small World, Fateful, Souls, Ghost Ogre, Dasher. So unfortunately, they drew one of their bricks. Whether or not you count Fateful Adventure as a brick, they open that as well, but they do have a defensive card, and they do have their Magician Souls, which would let them draw a lot of cards. They're going to go start Fateful Adventure, summon Souls, trigger Fateful Adventure to get Draco back, and this is when we droll them. Now, this is why I think Droll and Lockbird is so good against this deck. Let's look at all of the cards in their hand that they now can't use. They now can't use Fateful Adventure to add any of the Brave Engine. They can't use Small World to try and find the Rose package. They can't use Souls to get rid of Fateful Adventure and the Draco back to just get a free +2. This is so impactful. It's so strong, and it really shuts out the deck. Like, it does so much good for you to just turn off most of their hand. And so that really leaves the deck with really only one core play, which is they normal summon their tuner, they go for Hulk, and we Gamma it. So it forces them into like an Auroradon play. Now, if the Auroradon had gone through, they probably would have gotten somewhere. They probably would have gotten something along the lines of Herald, Savage, and Shooting Riser, which would have been pretty okay. But I think Droll is really powerful because Droll is kind of like a Nibiru versus this deck, where Droll plus basically any hand trap is going to more or less end their turn. They're going to end, we draw a Nibiru, we go quick launch, and they just draw a card. They know it's over. They don't have any defensive cards. They wasted their normal summon Ghost Ogre to try and combo. They got punished for it, even though I think it was the correct play from our opponent. We would just be able to OTK them very freely, and that's really the power of Droll and Lockbird. Definitely a card I would encourage you to consider if you are struggling to play against the base strategy, which I feel like a lot of decks can, because this deck is really strong. So just wanted to show that off, and maybe you'll learn something from this video. So if you did enjoy, if you learned something in this video, help me out by dropping this video a like or leaving me a comment. Let me know if you enjoyed the video, and I hope to see you in the next one, and I hope you have a great rest of your day.